everyone, Rich Hagon, Brian David-Marshall here with you at the end of day one of the World Magic Cup, day 3 of Worlds Week. 7 rounds, 71 teams. BDM, time to draw breath. What an amazing day it's been.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We started the day off watching Magic 2014 Team Sealed. Watch people build all sorts of crazy decks. We saw an insane Garrick Hunter Beast Ogre Battle Driver Sliver deck with a Garrick's Horde. Just mind-blowing. And then we went to Team Unified Standard.
Right.
And that's just been amazing to watch how the different teams approach that, how they tweaked the known decks and what unknown decks or lesser known decks they brought to the table. Jund Zombies, Mono Green, Druid's Familiar is a card we just saw in the feature match area.
Sure.
We just saw Prey Upon, Druid's Familiar, and Rubble Belt Malka.
Yeah, I saw that.
All
really?
see play in the same game of Standard.
Yeah, it was tons of fun, but it was all with a purpose, to get 71 teams down to 32. Now the 32 that we're about to reveal on the big board come back tomorrow. They play pool play. They're within pods of 4 teams, and the higher your seed.
So in the first pod, one will play
16, 17, and 32.
Okay.
That's the first pod.
So there's a lot riding, not necessarily on the #1 seed in this pod, but there's a big reveal at the top of this then, because if we don't see Sweden in 32nd place,
they may be done.
Yeah, we're not, I don't think we're going to see Sweden. I can't
32,
imagine them
31,
slipping into 31st.
I can't really see it. So let's take a look on the big board. We haven't seen these, so let's see who is the #1 seed coming in. We begin with Pool 1. First up, your #1 country is Ireland. 6 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. Okay, they will be joined by your #16 seed, Hannes Karem's Estonia. They will also be joined by the 17 seed, that is Grga Petric Maritic, Tony Portolan, and the Croatians. And now the big moment. This has to be Sweden, or the favourites in this year's tournament are gone on day 1. Who's the #32? It's Malaysia.
Oh my gosh.
Malaysia make it in, and I think that means Rada, the Hall of Famer, is gone. Larson gone. Watsfeld gone. Arberg gone. The Swedes are out.
I believe that. I don't imagine a scenario with the cumulative tiebreaker system with them starting 0-3 where they can get into 31st place.
I don't see it. Let's take a look at pool #2. Your #2 seed as we head across. Here comes pool #2. The #2 seed are Singapore. What a fantastic achievement. Rick Lee. No, that's the Malaysian champion. Singapore are there. South Africa make it into pool play. That is a tremendous achievement.
Very impressive. And a very solid position in 15th place.
Yeah, well and truly. #2 seed in this pool. New Zealand, Walker McMurdo is in with Jason Chung. Well done to them. And the bottom seed in this pool is Scotland. Well done to Scotland, making it through. Steve Murray and Bradley Barkley.
Top 8 from last year.
Now, the important thing there is to remember that tomorrow, if you're the #1 seed in the group, you need a 2-1 record to guarantee you through to the next set of pool matches. You might even make it through, weirdly, with 1 and 2. If you're a bottom seed like Scotland, 3-0 is what counts here. Okay, no losses to give for the bottom seeds.
Yeah, your back's against the wall.
Let's move us on, BDM. Who's in pool #3?
That is the United States in 3rd place. Josh Utter-Layton and the boys got it done.
Yeah, and the boys. That's the important bit of that. We all know Josh is fantastic. He's Player of the Year. He could be the world champion on Sunday.
Cicchetti, Spanier,
and Gulovic.
all doing good job. I watched Gulovic play some Magic today where he did some really nice things.
What do you reckon? England in the same pot as the US tomorrow? Let's take a look. Who's #2? Venezuela. They've done fantastic work to make it into the top 16 and have pool play. They're a #2 seed. Who's next? It is Greece. Simon Birchie, very much under the radar, but they've made it successfully
Someone
in.
we've seen at a lot of the top tables at the Pro Tour now.
That's right. He has no mug at all. And the bottom seed in pool #3 is Israel. The dream is still alive for Shahar Shenhar. They won their last round.
And he has to win 3 rounds to start tomorrow if he wants to keep going, because like you said, seeding matters. He's the bottom seed. If Shahar Shenhar wants to play all the way through, he's going to need a 3-0 here in a very tough pod.
He now has to go 11-0 from here to the end of the weekend. 3 tomorrow morning, 3 tomorrow afternoon. That gets him into Sunday. Quarterfinal, semi-final, final, semi-final of the World Championship, and the final. And then at 19, you're just king of everything, and then you never touch a magic card ever again, because life never gets better than that. All right, let's look at pool number 4. Here we go. Top seed is France. We said they were great on paper. They've been great in the world of card magic. Tremendous.
And a great deck by Raphael Levy, Hall of Famer. His roots go all the way back to mono green Legion land loss at the Grand Prix circuit.
Wow.
He's playing mono green this weekend with some pretty unusual card choices. Really exciting to watch.
And they are the number 1 seed. They will need 2 and 1 in the morning to advance. Let's see who's with them in pool number 4. Thailand. Yep. The dream of the coverage team of having to say the Thailand national team every round is still alive. God help us all. Next up, we have Luxembourg. Yes. That's the story of the day for me. They are the smallest nation here by a factor of a lot.
We watched Steve Haddo play in the feature match area, and they beat Japan. They're a big part of knocking Japan out of this event.
That's right.
And
they're here.
Very, very impressive magic from them, and it was good hearing them talk about their experience in the post-match interview.
Great stuff. Who's the bottom seed in pool number 4? It's the Belgians. Moraine Libert, Vincent Lemoine.
Wow.
They snuck in the back door by winning that last round, which means they're in.
And again, another team with just incredible veterans on there. Like some of the top pros, Vincent Lemoine, 2-time top 8 competitor. Maureen Libert, a 4-time top 8 competitor.
And Lemoine, 1 life point away from being a team world champion from San Francisco 2004. Yeah. 1 missed point of damage. Let's get you to pool number 5. Let's see if your country is coming back tomorrow. Number 5 seed, the Austrians. Reitbauer, Holzinger, Daninger and Mulbach. Terrific team on paper, terrific team in the actuality. Number 2 seed, it's Hungary. They are back. Gabor Coxis, Tamas Nag.
Who just was in the top 8 of the Grand Prix last week.
Hey, get this, going into the last pod of Rimini last weekend, 3 Hungarians in pod 1. No surprise that they've done well here. Number 3 seed in pod 5, it's England. Carrie Oliver, Eduardo Sajklik, Roy Raftery and Andy Devine. Congrats to them. Well done for making day 2. 33rd last year, but in this time. Bottom seed in pool number 5, it's El Salvador. Tiny, tiny Magic nation. Only the 2nd time they've had a team at a team event for Magic. Brilliant to see them tomorrow.
And when I can tell you that from when I've gone to South America for a Magic event, people must be going crazy down there about, in El Salvador right now, about the success of this team.
Yeah, it is wonderful, and we will see you again in some ungodly time zone for you tomorrow. Let's look at pool number 6. Here we go. The top seed is Australia. Fantastic job by the boys, anchored by Justin Chung trying to go 1 better than 2008 when they were just behind the eventual champions at Memphis. Who goes with Australia? Number 2 seed, it's Iceland. Wow. Alvi Gislason. You see, I cannot believe how well the Iceland team have done. They
not a country we call out a lot when we're talking about international Magic competition.
Partly because we can't pronounce the names, but it is also true that genuinely that is a huge surprise. Fabulous job, well done to them. Then the 3rd seed, it's Brazil. Willie Adel, Allison, Abe, and friends.
And they got off to a rough start.
They really did. They really struggled, but they came back and constructed, anchored by tons of experience. The bottom seed in pool 6 is Slovenia, Robin Dolar, and that is why you do not see Japan, because Slovenia knocked out Japan in the final round. Robin Dolar and his 3 teammates, Yuya Watanabe, shown the door. BDM, pool 7. What do we got? Let's take a look.
Let's go to pool 7.
We have 2 more to go. And
Mexico.
It is Mexico.
Great job by them. We saw them in the feature match area, and they lost a heartbreaker
against Ireland, wasn't it?
Against Ireland, yeah. It was tough. They were like, guys, we need you to get up out of your chairs because we got to do this interview with this joyous Irish team here. I'm sorry to ask you this, but they were crushed. But they pulled it together, and they are the 7th seed.
All right, who goes with Mexico? It is Turkey. Emir Alimoglu. Turkey has a wretched record at team events at Magic. This is far and away their best day 1 ever. Great play by them.
10th place.
Number 3 seed.
Czech Republic.
Well, Stanislav Sivka playing for all 5 days potentially. He's brought, I didn't think they had a great team behind him, but well, they've done the business. Here they are. And the bottom seed there, Ukraine, Mike Krasnitsky, the Grand Prix Geneva winner from earlier this year, or Verona, rather, earlier this year.
One pool remaining.
Yeah.
The last 4 teams.
If we haven't read your name out yet, there's only 4 to go. Let's take a look at pool number 8 for tomorrow morning. Here we go. First of all, pool 8, your number 1 seed is Chile. Felipe Tapia Becerra is not alone, Brian David-Marshall. Isn't that great to see the Chileans here?
And it was great. It was great to watch them play. And 8th place, you know, getting himself
Top
off to
seed.
getting himself off to a great start for next year's Pro Tour season.
Absolutely. Number 2 seed there, the Slovak Republic. This is Ivan Floch, a former Team World Champion.
This is a country that knows how to compete at world team events.
For sure. 3rd seed, here it comes. It's Finland. Sami Hegqvist, Max Sjöblom in amongst the Finns. Very, very solid European GP experience. Top 8, of course, for Max Sjöblom at the Pro Tour level. Finally, here it comes. The last team to advance to Day 2 of the World Magic Cup 2013 is Belarus.
Well done.
Come on now. Who had Belarus in Day 2? Put your hands up. Exactly. It's a world of surprises, a world of shocks. Japan out the door, Sweden out the door. We think that's probably almost certainly 33rd place.
Yeah, it would seem like
the
well,
only
they're
4
the
and
only
3
4 and 3, so they
to
have
be
to
eliminated.
be in 33rd.
Right? Wow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, those 32 will do battle in their pods for 3 rounds of RTR Team Sealed.
Where I might remind you, seeding matters.
It does indeed. If you're a top seed, 2 and 1 gets you there. If you're a bottom seed, you must 3 and 0.
It's 3 and 0 or bust.
Or bust. And then, well, why don't we do some Team Unified Standard again down the stretch for the last 16? And that'll just leave us with the best day's Magic in history, which will be Super Sunday, the quarterfinals of the World Magic Cup, the semi-finals, the final, the semi-finals of the World Championship, and the final of the World Championship, and still,
you keep
History
saying
Man.
semi-finals.
Still, History Man. What? Yeah, what? And still, Mr. History Man.
Yes.
You could have the pinnacle. You could have either Josh Utter-Layton or Shahar Shenhar claiming a team world title and an individual world champion trophy within hours.
Or you could have Reed Duke become only the 2nd player to be a Magic World Champion and a Magic Online World Champion.
Whatever way you slice it, Sunday's going to be incredible. Listen, thank you so much. In all those disparate time zones, we know from the far reaches of Siberia, right the way across Europe, across the Atlantic, throughout North and South America.
All sorts of places much cooler than it is right here, right now.
That is certain. We're so grateful for you being with us. 3 days done, 2 to go. The top 32 are back to do battle. Rich Hagon, Brian David-Marshall from all the team here at MagicTheGathering.com. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.